So after reading Trollop, I've had a really hard time settling into some new reads. I've been just feeling scattered in terms of my reading, and it's kind of annoying me, or it's making me anxious that I don't have things that I look forward to reading. There's one thing that I started, and I feel so bad, but I didn't like it, and it's The Winter Solstice, and I should have known. And I just feel so bad because so many people love this book, and I did not connect with the characters. I didn't get very far with it, but I got far enough to develop a real disliking for it, to the point where I didn't want to continue. I made the mistake of thinking I liked the audio, but then very quickly I decided I didn't like the way she was reading it. She made the main character, well, right now, in the beginning, the main character, Elfrida, I just didn't connect with that character at all. And there was just something, it's just hard to describe or pinpoint what my dislike of it all was. And it's not terribly written, but there seemed to be, in their attitudes towards life, something that was just missing for me. They seem to sort of, a lot happens and there's not enough reflection on what's happening. Things kind of just move along. I'm not doing a good job of describing it, but I just think it really is an issue of it's me, not the book. And actually, by the way, it reminds me that I also DNF'd the second Susan Scarlett, the one called Sally Ann. It just didn't wow me the way Clothes Pegs, which I really thought was quite good, did. I thought the writing was less strong. It was more obviously formulaic. Like she was following a pattern that she'd had success with the first time, which I guess could happen. And so I ditched that one too. That was just a book that I ditched. I didn't want to read it. And then I thought Winter Solstice was it, but I feel so bad saying this. And last night, very late, and I think that's probably one reason why I'm staying up so late, so I'm scrounging around for something good to read. And what I honed in on was, I almost went back to Trollope just because I like him so much. And even Dickens, I could read more Dickens. And just people that I know I really like. But what I honed in on was, I have quite a few books on here that I haven't read yet. And let me pull out the one that I think I'm going to read. I am committed to reading this one. I'm not sure if it'll happen on the for Vlogmas, but soon, before the end of the year, at Christmas time, maybe even on Christmas Day, I'll read this. The one that seems to be starting off quite promisingly is a strange one for some of you guys, but it's Dorothy Whipple, and I've only read one of her before. It was called Someone at a Distance, and I really liked that one. It was really quite a good, strong depiction of a narcissistic character. I don't know. And so this one's starting off strong too, with a bunch of kind of unlikable characters. But because of the way she's telling the story, we're more inside their heads, however limited their heads and their minds are. I like it when we see their motivations. The one guy's angry and he's upset. He's also kind of selfish, and just the descriptions of the house, the priory itself, the building that they're in. I'm really just at the beginning, but I like it, and I think I'm just going to read the priory, and it will take me into the new year. Also, the other book that I am still committed to finishing, even though it's taken me forever, is the German one. I've been showing this forever, and I'm only on page in the 300s, and it's 600 pages, and it's slow going because I put it aside. This is Theodor Fontana's book about the winter between 1812 and 1813, when the Prussians were sort of rearranging themselves, getting ready to vanquish, liberate themselves from Napoleonic rule. And it's really a good society novel. It's just slow going because I haven't had time to commit to it. So yeah, I actually also pulled Samuel Beckett from the shelf, Molloy. And I think I do want to read that, but that's a sort of a desk or that's not a kind of book you're going to read before you're trying to, get sleepy. It needs more brain power than I can muster at that time. And whereas something that's just a good novel, like Priory or even Trollope, is much easier. Beckett's too experimental, even it's not Finnegan's Wake. It's not that difficult, but anyway. There was another book that I had. Oh yes, Gissing. I have Gissing on my shelf, Odd Women, and I'm feeling my oddness right now. I have a hard time with comfort reads. Like I want them, but then I don't want them. Or what is comforting to me is not necessarily comforting to other people. I almost ended up with a Thomas Mann. There's a couple of German things I want to get to too. but I think I'm gonna go with the Priory for now, and I'm glad I have it. And I'm listening to Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is a very short little novel about this strange young woman, Holly Golightly. And okay, this is really weird. This is a weird connection. But for some reason, the way that we're being introduced to all these eccentric characters, and even Holly herself through the eyes of the narrator, I'm getting mild reverberations of the recognitions by Gaddis. There are these long party scenes, or the book consists of a bunch of weird, eccentric people kind of doing weird, eccentric things. And there's more, there's other things going on, but that is one of the traits of that novel, are these focusing in on eccentrics. And of course, Holly Golightly is one of those. So there is a kind of connection there, even though the novel is much shorter and much more famous, probably read by many more people than the recognitions. But that's where we're at with books. And Vlogmas really does feel like it's winding down. It's just the nature of what it is. I keep saying that. When I have a boring Vlogmas, well, that's the nature of Vlogmas. And it's true. It's true. And I've resisted doing more sort of overtly kind of, well, let me show you my bookshelves, or let me do this, let me do that, just because I haven't felt like it. I don't know. I'm literally doing casual chill Vlogmas. And thank you all for everyone who's been along for the ride. This morning the electricians came in, and Paula Laverne, she really has a post-traumatic stress disorder, I think, from what happened to her with the bathroom. And I saw what she does, and it's really kind of disturbing. I hope she's okay now, but so the man was kind of chatty and loud. Sometimes they're like that. They tell little stories. He was a great guy, and it took him a while to figure out what was going on with what they were doing. Anyway, what she does is she goes and runs and she presses herself into the corner behind the furnace and the washroom area, which is actually very close to the bathroom. And she was like hunched up against in that corner, and I really got the sense that that's what she was like at the wall. She was kind of, and it's as if the workman's voice and just the loudness and the noises, it sets off this memory, and she goes into sort of survival mode. And she just got her eyes all big, and she's but she's obviously stressed in a way that Lily and Shirley are not. They're not happy either. They were under the bed. They're not going to be hanging around with these people. But Laverne, I'm going to check after I stop this little chat on how she's doing. And she comes out, and my husband had tried to explain to me that that's what she does when workmen come and when they're here for a long time. And these guys were only here for maybe an hour and a half. So whenever we have something done to the house, we're going to have to at least do something with Laverne, and probably just bring her to my office with me there. I mean, it's kind of sad, but that's how it is with cats and pets. Anyway, little chatty update here, which will probably be most of the vlog. Maybe there'll be a few more snippets. Today's Wednesday, only a couple more days. I have to check, do most people do Vlogmas on Christmas Eve as well, or do they end it on Christmas Eve? I mean, I can do one record on Friday and it will be shown on Saturday, but I don't really want to, I think that's what will be it for mine. I don't think I'm going to do a Vlogmas on Christmas Eve, because then it's over. And then we all deserve a break. You guys deserve a break from all us Vlogmasing people, and we deserve a break from doing Vlogmas.
guys get
Yeah, we know what you meant. Yeah.
Okay. To taking Christmas back.
Do some crazy.
Merry Christmas.
I wanna share this my pride. Go deep,
What?
I say I
Now it's gonna be better. Now it is gonna be better.
good vibes only. Okay, who's next? Do some crazy.
Love, do you?
Well, no, of course
This
not.
is the time of year when moms kill themselves to create a magical world of joy for their children. It is not a time of year when moms sit around in their pajamas eating fudge.
I don't even like fudge.
Great, so stop being a shitty mom.
Oh.
Hey kids, how do you like the Christmas cavalcade, huh?
Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
Show them how it works.
Really, Amy, you are gonna love this, okay? We are go for the cavalcade. Over. Don't worry, I'll show you how this works. It's on an app.
Oh, you installed outdoor speakers.
Yep, shh, wait for it, wait for it.
Seven swans is 26 piece of lane.
How much did this cost?
How can you put a price tag on a child's happiness, Amy? It's very expensive.
Mom.
Wait for it, this is the big ending!